We're traveling from LA to Kuala Lumpur with an overnight connection in Tokyo. Since we're flying premium economy on Japan Airlines, we have access to the One World Lounge at LAX. Now, Japan Airlines is one of the few airlines that actually gives lounge access to those flying in premium economy. So we were able to grab some breakfast before our flight to Tokyo. Now, finding the lounge, it's not really well marked. It's basically where the PF Chang's is. So if you find the PF Chang's, just take that escalator or elevator up to the second floor, and then the lounge will be to your right. Our plane for this leg of the trip is a Boeing 777. Here's a look at our seats. Plenty of space. Japan Airlines has one of the best premium economy products. Plenty of leg room. In fact, it has a 42-inch pitch, which is one of the most in the industry. I'm 6'2" for reference. You can see I still have plenty of leg room. Not long after boarding, we were able to take off on time. Shortly after takeoff, the crew served lunch. The food was good, definitely tasted better than it looked. So, on Japan Airlines, the food between economy and premium economy is exactly the same. The only difference is that in premium economy, you're able to get sparkling wine. Right before landing, they served pizza that once again tasted better than it looked. The sun had already set when we landed. Our connecting flight is leaving the next morning, so we'll be spending the night at a hotel next to the airport. However, we're landing at Haneda Airport and flying out of Narita Airport. Kind of like landing at JFK but flying out of Newark. The only difference is that this is pretty common in Tokyo and they have buses that go direct between the two airports. We landed at Terminal 3, but the last bus for the day from Terminal 3 to Narita had already left, so we had to go to Terminal 2 to take the airport limousine bus to Narita. They have ticket machines where you can buy your tickets for the bus, and we didn't have to wait long for the bus. Everything is well organized, just like everything else in Japan. Once we got to Narita Airport, we went to the food court to grab some food, and then took the shuttle bus to the hotel. We spent the night at Hotel Nikko Narita, and we had a nice, big, comfortable room. Definitely not a modern style, but everything was clean and you can't beat the price. We found a deal for $44, which I think is a steal for a hotel right next to the airport. They even had a winter wonderland right outside our window, which was pretty cool. The next morning, we went downstairs to the lobby to wait for the shuttle bus to take us to the airport. We were finally able to actually see what the hotel looked like since we had arrived that night. Can't say anything bad about the hotel. We had a big, clean, comfortable room for an incredible price. And it's conveniently located right next to the airport. After checking into our flight, we went to the Japan Airlines lounge to grab some breakfast. The lounge has 2 floors with the dining area on the second floor. We were lucky that today the lounge was actually pretty empty, with plenty of seating. For our flight to KL, we're on a Boeing 787 Dreamliner, but the seats are pretty much exactly the same with the same 42-inch pitch. For our meal, I had a chicken noodle dish, and Miriam had some kind of meatloaf with egg and rice. I didn't like the way her meal sounded in the menu, but Her meal was definitely better than mine. To get to our hotel, we decided to take a Grab, which is similar to Uber. And for our 1 hour journey, it was 79 Malaysian ringgit. We could just start to see the Petronas Twin Towers in the distance. And here they are up close. We stayed at the Grand Hyatt Kuala Lumpur. It was about 9 p.m. at this time, and not knowing when the restaurants closed, we decided to quickly drop off our things in the room and then walk to Pavilion Mall. They have a pretty good food court, but we decided to go to Madame Kwan's for our first taste of Malaysian food. We had nasi lemak, which is the national dish of Malaysia, beef satay, char kway teow, and for drinks, we had a honey lemon drink and a lychee and lemon drink for a total cost of 112 ringgit. After dinner, we walked back to the Grand Hyatt, which is less than a 10-minute walk from the mall. Here's a look at the lobby of the Grand Hyatt. However, reception and check-in is on the 38th floor. We then decided to check out the lounge, but they were in the process of closing up, so we just had some soft drinks, then went to our room to prepare for the next day.